Hi everybody, it's Courtney. It's been a while. So I hope everybody had a good holiday with their families and you had a good new year when it started. So I know it's a little bit past the beginning of the year, but I'm focused on writing a new story now, not just taking my stories that I wrote a long time ago and kind of tweaking them or trying to rewrite them. I'm actually writing like an actual original story. So yes, it is part of my my heart song saga that I'm writing, but so I've been focusing on that a little bit. Plus, I didn't want to start doing my videos about all my Sailor Moon stuff until I was able to get this guy in the mail. This is my little tuxedo mask plushie that I got off Amazon with the gift card that my mom sent me for Christmas, and they said I wouldn't get it until like the first of the year, so I just now got him in the mail the other day. He was in the bag, smushed in a box with some other things, so the brim of his hat is not wanting to stand up very well, so it's kind of drooping, but he's just adorable. I didn't want to start doing my videos until I had him. So he stands up pretty well. So I'll just keep him over here to the side in case I need him. So I wanted to wait till I had him so that if I'm not inflecting anything with my hands, I got my little tuxedo mask here, and I've got on one of my shirts, my Sailor Moon shirts. I have a lot of them, so I don't actually know how I'm going to kind of get about it a little bit. I just know that a lot of people who like Sailor Moon have, done videos and vlogs about, watching Sailor Moon Crystal and talking about the new Viz dub and everything. So I thought I'd give my hand at it. So besides the Van Hart, it's probably the second most, I guess you could say, obsessive thing that I have. And I kind of redid my shelves a little bit, but my Funkos are still at the top, all of my Sailor Moon ones. So for anybody who needs just a tiny little bit of a refresher course, Sailor Moon is an anime that came from Japan in the early 90s. It started off as a manga being drawn by Naoko Takeuchi, and it became really big in Japan, and of course, once it became big in Japan, North America wanted to get, a slice of, the pie. So about 3 years later, in 1995, it came to North America, and so I caught it when it came out. So 95, I think I just turned 12. So I was in 7th grade, and I saw it on Fox. It was the second arc with the Black Moon or the Nega Moon, and so I hadn't seen the first season of it because that's where they picked it up there. But Fox didn't actually pick it up. It ended up going to some other network when I lived in Louisville, Kentucky, and it was, the UPN, and it was actually called WUPN where I was at. So it was really hard to catch it because it would come on in the morning while I was at school. So I'd have to record some episodes like extremely early in the morning. So thank God when Cartoon Network started playing it on Toonami so I could catch it better. But so yeah, I watched it and I really liked it and I got into it, and so I of course I've got the let me get them up here. I got all of the official releases that Viz has been releasing through their dubbing of it. So I have all the first 4 seasons through the Viz media dub of it. And then, of course, I also have Sailor Moon Crystal being dubbed by Viz Media. I have all the first 3 seasons of that. And, of course, the first 2 movies. So, supporting the official release. Not to mention, I have probably like a dozen VHS tapes that are filled with Sailor Moon episodes that I recorded off of TV. I have only like choice episodes from the first and second season. And when Cartoon Network's Toonami started playing season 3 and 4 of Sailor Moon, I recorded almost the entirety of season 3 and parts of season 4, because I watched it when it first came on, and then I went back and recorded the episodes that I liked. So, I got, of course, all of the manga. This right here are the, this is everything that covers the first, technically, 3 seasons of Sailor Moon, all in manga format. And there are these little things, little tiny pocket manga books from Tokyo Pop. And so, the pocket edition. So, yeah. So, I got all of these at a place called The Great Escape, which is like, it was like a comic book store mainly, but it also would sell like vinyl and VHS tapes and cassettes and stuff like that, stuff that you could go and trade. But so I got all of these from there. So like I said, that covers all of the first 3 seasons, and then these 3 right here are Sailor Moon Stars, which is the 5th season of the anime, which Viz is going to be releasing soon on DVD. First time for people in North America to ever see it, and I am so excited. I'm so excited to watch it. I've watched it on YouTube in the original Japanese with English subtitles, and I've also seen a couple of episodes dubbed in other languages. I think I watched it in like Spanish, Italian, and I think one episode I watched because I was looking for clips when I used to make my Sailor Moon AMVs, my animated music videos. I think I watched one episode and it was in Cantonese. I couldn't understand it, but it was fun to watch. But these are from the Sailor Moon Stars arc that's going to be covered. And okay, so this is Sailor Moon Super S Volume 1, which is the entire 4th season, the dream arc of Sailor Moon. This is the only Tokyo Pop pocket manga that I was able to find of it. I never got a chance to find the other 3 volumes of it. So, when please forgive me if I pronounce some things a little wrong. Kodansha Comics re-released them again in these big volumes here. Volumes 10 and 9 and 10. I had to get these to complete the rest of the Sailor Moon Super S arc. So, so I have all of the manga that I've read through, and I'd read them all the time. A couple of those copies, like the pages are like close to falling out. They're not glued in very well anymore. That's how much I read them. And so I whenever I saw the comics or anything, or I'd go out with my mom and see anything Sailor Moon related I could get, I would put my hands on it. I'll end up showing a little bit more of the stuff that I have in a couple of other videos. But another thing that I got that I can show right now, because I have to go hunting for the rest of my stuff, I got this thing. It's a Sailor Moon role-playing game and resource book. I didn't get it for the role-playing game. I got it for like all the resource stuff in the back, because it talks about it talks about the episodes, and it gives you facts about the characters, things that they like, and it gives you a complete timeline of when the manga was released, and it's really interesting. It's got a glossary of explaining how the characters' names relate to their planets and their elements, and it has a small glossary of Japanese terms, and so you can learn how to say a couple of things in Japanese, and it's really kind of interesting. So but yeah, so I had my mom buy a lot of Sailor Moon stuff for me when I was younger. So and like I said, I've got like a dozen VHS tapes somewhere. But so I love Sailor Moon. It's one of my favorite animes. And when they said that they were going to redub it, I was kind of nervous about it, because well, a lot of people say that they don't like the American dub of it that DiC and Cloverway did. Well, of course, they had to change a lot of things for American audiences. They took out well, mostly because they were going to aim Sailor Moon more at kids, kind of like Power Rangers and stuff like that. So I guess they had to take out like some violence and inappropriate things that they didn't want children to see. And trying to like Americanize names and even places and food and stuff to make it more American. But so I liked the dub because I grew up watching it. So I was kind of nervous when they said they were going to redub it and they were going to get a whole new voice cast, and but they were going to do all the episodes, because there are a few episodes that we didn't get because they couldn't edit out a lot of stuff without totally editing the entire episode to make it there's like no point. Nobody would be able to watch it. So I guess kind of like that they weren't going to take anything out, and they were going to keep their original Japanese names. It was okay. I guess I was a little nervous about the voice cast, because I grew up with most of the first 2 seasons of it, and so I guess I was kind of pleasantly surprised a little bit, because they kept most of the original dialogue just in English, and the voice acting's pretty good. I have to admit that when I watched the Sailor Moon R movie with the Viz cast in it, they did a good job, but I didn't really pay attention because I really, really loved the original dub that they did with the DiC cast. I'm going to say the DiC cast because it's pretty much who it was, because when Cloverway got a hold of it, Terry Hawks, who voiced Serena Usagi, Sailor Moon, she was gone on maternity leave because she was pregnant, and I've seen videos on YouTube of animation conventions and Comic Cons that the Sailor Moon VA actors went to, and she said that voice acting, you will really get into your character. I think a lot of them also agreed that sometimes they would leave their recording sessions and they would just be covered in sweat because they get into what they were doing. She said it wasn't really conducive to being pregnant with twins, so she had to go on maternity leave, and Linda Valentine took over her role, and a lot of people gave Linda flack because they thought she was, most comments I've seen say that she's terrible. I'm not going to say she's terrible, but when I watched the 3rd season and the voice was different, I was kind of shocked at first, and she eventually grew into it where, I'll watch those now on my VHS tapes and be like, it's not that bad. You just had to take some time getting used to it. And I think, because Terry also gives Linda a lot of praise, having to take over a voice that Terry did for such a long time. And I think they were trying, to have Linda do it like Terry would do it, but kind of do your own thing. And then she eventually kind of did her own thing. And when they had to do more serious moments, I thought she was really good. And it's kind of a shame that we never got to get Sailor Stars the first time, because by the time Sailor Moon Super S, the 4th season, was starting to tone down, I thought Linda was getting really good at it. And I thought she would have been good doing Sailor Stars, but yeah, when I watched the Viz dub of the R movie, I just, for some reason, I couldn't get into it because I liked the deep cast doing it before, and I can watch the original North American dub of the movie, which they call the Sailor Moon R movie, The Promise and the Rose, and I can just sit there and I can recite every line because I've seen it so many times, and I know every little inflection of the characters' voices, and I just didn't get that. I haven't watched the S movie yet, and just because I got a lot of stuff for Christmas, and I'm writing, and trying to get through all of it. It's not very easy. It's a lot of stuff to get through, and so I'll talk a little bit more in depth about the characters and stuff, but I'm pleasantly surprised with the new direction that the dub is going in. Of course, some people still like the deep dub. Some people prefer this new cast. Some people like them both equally. I think the thing that really kind of sets it apart is Sailor Moon Crystal, which is, basically like a reboot of the original anime, except it's more closely following the manga. And I've seen a lot of people comment that they don't like Crystal because they don't like the art style. They miss the more cartoony anime style of the early 90s one, and other people think Sailor Moon Crystal is just gorgeous. I do. I think it's gorgeous. I think the artwork's gorgeous. I like the way the characters are designed. It really is like the manga. And of course, me, I can't draw worth a hill of beans, so I can't draw people. I can probably draw stick people, so I think what they do is wonderful. It's beautiful, and I think the reason that I liked Sailor Moon Crystal 2 is since it's not being redubbed, it's just being dubbed from Japanese to English. So the Viz cast is the cast. It's not Stephanie Sheh replacing Terry Hawks, and it's not Tarami Lee replacing Stephanie Morgenstern. It's these voice actors doing the characters as their own, and I think it's beautiful. So I'm able to watch Sailor Moon Crystal a little bit more appreciatively because they're not redubbing it; they're just dubbing it, and I think they're doing a fine job. Which is why I can't wait for Sailor Moon Stars to be released by Viz, because none of us in North America have ever seen it unless you watch the original Japanese with English subtitles, or and like I said, it's been dubbed in other languages, Italian and French and German and Cantonese and stuff like that. I'm not sure how the censorship was in other countries for that, but I know here in North America they were kind of like, no, there's a lot of stuff that we can't edit and we can't explain to a younger audience, about lesbian characters, and they're guys, but they can turn into female Sailor Scouts. How do you explain that to like young children? So I don't know how it was edited in other countries, if it was actually broadcast there or not, but I can't wait for that because again, they're not redubbing it from an old English dub to a new English dub. They're redubbing it from Japanese to English for North American audiences, and I can't wait for that because like I said, the voice cast for the Viz dubbing, they're doing really well. They play their characters great, and I like watching the episodes with them. But some episodes that they've done, I still love those. I still love those Deke dubs and those Cloverway dubs. There are like hidden gems in them, hidden gems of drama and comedy. Just like I said, like an inflection of the word, or just the way they do it. And like I said, I'll go back and watch my VHS tapes, and I can say every line because I know what's gonna come, and it's gonna make me smile, and it's gonna make me cry, and I just already know what's coming. But this new cast is kind of, they'll do something and it'll be funny, or they'll do something and they'll make me cry, but you can't get rid of those hidden gems, like those first takes. Kind of like when you write a story, when you have your first draft and you got to go back and change it, or erase something, or get rid of something. It's just kind of not the same. But yeah, I've been buying the official releases, and I still have episodes on VHS tape that I recorded a long time ago, and on my computer I have clips and stuff that I downloaded to make my animated music videos, also a very long time ago. So I still can enjoy those, and it's just, I guess some people aren't good with change. Some people can adapt to it, some people can't. I think I can adapt to it okay. I mean, I'm not gonna completely sob about it, but like I said, I don't really know exactly how I'm gonna go about this, but maybe a couple or a few more videos about it, maybe talking about the actual voice actors and the characters a little bit more in depth. Like I said, I have a few more Sailor Moon things that I had to find, but yeah, so really excited that Viz is going to be putting out Sailor Stars soon. Can't say that enough. Super excited. And then of course we have that, and then there's the Sailor Moon Super S movie. So there's another movie that is going to eventually be dubbed with the new Viz cast. And then of course Sailor Moon Crystal so far says that the 4th season, the Dream Arc, is supposed to be in like 2 separate movies. And of course, I guess if I'm guessing they're basing whether that does really well, if they're going to continue on Sailor Moon Crystal into doing Stars, which I would totally love to see that, because, well, that's another thing I can talk about. The manga and the anime are completely different from each other in small details a little bit. So super excited for that. And of course, I babble when I'm excited. But so they may not be every day, maybe every other day or so. It just all depends. I'm not really sure. I mostly was waiting for my. I was mostly waiting for my Tuxedo Mask. Oh, here, isn't he just so adorably cute? I just wish his hat would work better, but yeah. I also wish that, you know, you could take off his mask so you could see those pretty baby blue eyes. But I might try finding another one. I mean, not get rid of this one. I love him. He's adorable. But find like some more Tuxedo Mask ones. So if you couldn't tell, I love Tuxedo Mask. He's my favorite character from Sailor Moon, and then it probably would be Sailor Moon. I'd probably like do a ranking of which characters I like the best. So I'm also trying to get used to this new setup for my camera on my computer, because I moved it from my computer being like up there on this little tiered shelf of my desk to being down here, so that I can write better, because when it's up here and tiered, I can kind of type a little bit, but I can't like continually type while I'm writing. So I have to move it down here and lower my chair and everything. So getting kind of used to the camera setup. So if it looks like, you know, my eyes like half closed sometimes, it's because I'm trying to focus on where my camera is, because I gotta get used to this new setup. So that's going to be all for this video today. Thank you for listening to Babble, and I guess Tuxedo and I will see you all. We'll see you all next time. So have a good day.